and welcome back to English Ambition, and I am Kakoli, and as you know, in this channel I teach all the chapters of class 11th and 12th and make it simple for you. Not only that, I also discuss all the probable questions that are there in the syllabus or in the respective chapter. And today I am here with a chapter called A Journey to the End of the Earth from Vistas, and it is written by Tishani Doshi. Now this chapter, children, has been reintroduced this year by CBSE. Not only this chapter, there are few more chapters which are reintroduced. So till now, last year I did not do these chapters because they were not there in the syllabus. But now I will keep on uploading all the videos of these chapters that are there newly introduced by CBSE. So keep an eye in the channel and always see the new uploads. Not only this, I am ready with very interesting vocabulary and grammar videos that would also help you to enhance your English speaking and writing skills. Okay, now let's begin with this chapter, A Journey to the End of the Earth. A very interesting title, I would say, and it has two meanings. Okay, so number one, what is the meaning of the title? The first meaning is very simple. The author has gone with a team of young students to Antarctica. Okay, and we all know that Antarctica is the end of the world. So that is the first meaning of the title, that a journey to the end of the earth, that is to Antarctica. So that is obviously the first meaning or the theme of the story. Next, the meaning that we can also derive after reading the chapter is, it talks that how with increasing population and exploitation of the resources of the earth, we are gradually moving to the end of the earth. Okay, so that can also be a meaning of the title or the theme of the chapter. Okay, so keeping these two things in mind, let us begin the chapter. As I told you, the author Tishani Doshi has gone to Antarctica, and she says that she has boarded a Russian ship called Academic Slokalski. I'll again repeat, as I always tell you students when I teach, it is very wise if you keep the book in front of you, because I always mark, I tell you to underline, I tell you the important questions that are there from the chapter. So whenever you are doing or watching my videos, please keep your textbook in front of you. It will be very helpful. So Academic Slokalski is the name of the ship in which these people went or reached Antarctica. The author says that she had to cross 9 time zones. Obviously from India, from Madras, they went to Antarctica. It's a huge distance, we can all understand. So she had to cross 9 time zones, 6 checkpoints, 3 water bodies to reach there, and it was a 100-hour journey, 100-hour, okay, of aeroplane journey, of ship, of car, all, you know, sab kuch milake, it is a 100-hour journey to reach Antarctica. Now she says that after reaching Antarctica, after a 100-hour journey, as I told you, obviously the reaction was of great relief. She was very much relieved. However, there was a second reaction. It was filled with wonder. When she looked, that everywhere, wherever she looked, it was filled with ice and white and glaciers. It was really a marvelous experience and a sight for her. Okay, now the author, if you can see, the book is divided, the chapter rather, is divided into next 3 parts. So now she thinks that when she reached, she could not help but think of the past. What is the past? Now यहाँ पे वो ये कह रही है कि अब जो वर्ल्ड का मैप अभी जो दिख रहा है वो पहले ऐसा नहीं था. पहले in the sense millions and millions of years back, when human beings were not there in the earth, in the world, that time the geography of the earth was different. You people have read it also in your geography books in previous classes of 8th 9th, I'm sure, that then it was called the Gondwana land, है ना. पूरे लैंड मास एक साथ हुआ करता था. तो she went over there and she started thinking on these lines that किसी जमाने में millions and millions of years back, 650 million years back, a giant amalgamated मतलब joined southern supercontinent called Gondwana did indeed exist. ओके तो वो ये कह रही है कि उस टाइम पे ये जो अंटार्कटिका था, ये दैट पार्ट वाज ऑल टुगेदर विथ वन लैंड मास. ये ऐसे अलग से बिछड़ा हुआ नहीं था. और दैट टाइम इट वाज वार्म, इट वाज नॉट that cold as it is now, and it had a variety of flora and fauna, animals and plants. Now she's saying that that time it was the time of the dinosaurs, and 500 million years that Gondwana thrived. Okay, and that time it was the era of dinosaurs and human beings or mammals were not there. Now she is telling that when she went there, ये सारे जो पुराने हमारे हिस्ट्री है और जो जियोग्राफिकल जो टोपोग्राफी था पहले का, वो उनको याद आ रहा था देख के कि पहले ऐसा नहीं हुआ करता था. एंड इट वॉज ऑल अ conjoined mass of land called Gondwana, and that time human beings were not there, mammals were also not there. It was a time of dinosaurs. Then gradually the entire geography of the world changed. She said that it is when I went there, I started thinking that how such an impossible thing. It is so amazing to think that ऐसा भी हो सकता है. Like gradually the continents drifted apart. Himalayas came into existence. Okay, so she says that when I went there, I started thinking on these lines. Now the next thing that she tells over here is page number 19, the last paragraph I'm coming to. She says that for a person like me, for a sun worshipping Indian, means we as Indians are, we are habituated to live in a warm climate. So there it was very difficult for her to stay, not only because it was cold, definitely that is one reason, but she says one more reason was when you looked around, there was no perspective of time and place. क्यों? क्योंकि जिधर भी देखो it is only filled with ice and snow and glaciers. Okay, so you cannot understand कि ये मेरा लेफ्ट में अलग है, राइट में अलग है, या फ्रंट कुछ और है. ऐसा नहीं है. चारों तरफ जिधर देखो it is only snow and ice and glacier. One very interesting thing over here that is told, it is 24 hours of austral summer light. What does it mean? Again, you people have read in geography, in Arctic Circle and in Antarctica, 24 hours of daylight and 24 hours of night is there, or rather I should not say that way, I should say 6 months of light and 6 months of darkness is there. जब Arctic Circle में it is daylight for 6 months, it is night in the Antarctic and vice versa. तो ये लोग जब अंटार्कटिका गए थे, it was 6 months of daylight. So nobody could understand that it is evening or morning or afternoon until and unless you really see or watch or keep a track कि 6 मतलब क्या, is it 6 PM or 6 AM? क्योंकि 6 AM और 6 PM में कोई फर्क समझ में नहीं आता था, because it was completely daylight for 6 months when they had gone. So this is what she's saying, that it's an amazing experience, completely different. Wherever you look, it's ice and ice and avalanche. If you see page 20, there is a word called avalanche. That means snow slide, you can say, snow storm, and then big slides of snow would fall and break and the glaciers would fall. So that is called avalanche. Okay, Now the author talks of something very, very important. She says over here in the next part, if you can see human impact, page 2021, she says that now she feels in the present scenario, it is very, very, she is apprehensive or she is intimidated. Why? Because now this is something we all know. Because of the increasing population, what we are doing? We are exploiting the natural resources. Okay, we are burning the fossil fuels. As a result, there is a lot of global warming. We all know this is nothing new about the ozone layer depletion. The glaciers are melting. Now she said that I could see that in front of my eyes. I could see that the glaciers are melting. और वो देख के I was literally very, very afraid. क्योंकि हम लोग घर में बैठ के जब ये टीवी में देखते हैं या मैगजीन में पढ़ते हैं तब इसका असर उतना नहीं होता. And it is very true. All of us know about global warming. This is nothing new that we are talking over here. But she says when you see it with your own eyes, when you experience it, then you understand that something need to be done, because with increasing population and exploitation of nature, it is really very, very harmful. Okay, so that is what she is telling, that the global temperature is rising and the climate change is taking place, and Antarctica can be a very, very important part or a topic in that discussion, because the ice in Antarctica is melting away. Okay, so the last line is again very important of page 20 for your question. So if you want to study and examine the Earth's past, present and future, Antarctica is a very important place to go, because you understand how, because of the climatic changes, how because of human beings' exploitation of nature, that the whole world or the scenario of the world is changing, and it is obviously not changing for better, it is changing for worse. Okay, now next we are moving on to a very important part, a small part of page 21, and it can be a very important question. The question is, in this journey, as I told you in the beginning, the author had gone in a Russian ship called Academic Shlokalsky with a lot of students, and it was headed by a Canadian person called Jeff Green. He used to conduct such trips to Antarctica, explorations I should say, and he says that it is always good to take students. Why? Because when students go over there, it makes a very strong impression on their heart, on their mind. Okay, because they understand, they see with their own eyes that how the global warming is changing the conditions of Antarctica, and how immediately some action and policy or steps are to be taken. So he says, Jeff Green says that it is always good to take students because they are young and they are the future policy makers, isn't it? Today the students, like you people who are watching my channel, tomorrow you people will be in the government, in the society, the politicians or the policy makers, the bureaucrats. So it is always good to change you, to make you understand the conditions, so that in future you can take the decisions correctly in the favor of the earth, of the world, of the total environment. That is why students are taken, because they are ready to learn, absorb, and most importantly act for it in the future. Okay, so this is a very important question. Next, a very important question again that we are telling is how small things can affect the large things. Now, all of you have read that the food chain, okay, how food chain is important in the ecosystem, we all know. Like एक food chain में एक छोटे से जगह में भी कोई problem हो जाए तो the entire cycle or the entire food chain gets disrupted, gets disturbed. So exactly that is what is told. The last paragraph of page 21, the author says that there is, a small microscopic plant, unicellular plant called phytoplankton. which obviously, like all other plants, it also photosynthesis or photosynthesizes with the help of sunlight. But because of the depletion in ozone layer, it is not able to photosynthesize anymore. Who? Phytoplankton. As a result, the entire food chain in the southern ocean is getting disturbed. Okay, so this is again a small question can come over here, that how can little changes in the environment can have big repercussion. So say with an example, this question can come, so you have to tell the example of the phytoplankton. Then the same thing can be asked in this manner. पेज 22, ये जो पैराग्राफ है, ये वाला जो लाइन है, लास्ट लाइन, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर सेम क्वेश्चन. आंसर इज सेम, दैट टेक केयर ऑफ द स्मॉल थिंग्स एंड द बिग थिंग्स विल फॉल इनटू प्लेस. हाउ हैज द ऑथर यूज्ड दिस लाइन and exemplified it or explained it in the chapter? So we have to say the example of the phytoplanktons. Okay, now we come to the last part of the essay, and here the author says, as they were going back, the ship was caught between Peninsula and Tadpole Island. क्यों? क्योंकि वहां पे पूरा बर्फ ही बर्फ, sheets of ice and glaciers were there, so they could not go back. So the captain of the ship told them that you get down from the ship and you have to walk a little bit. So they all got down from the ship, and it was such a marvelous, splendid experience for them, because they were walking on the sheet of ice, and huge thick sheets, meters and meters of ice, और जिसके नीचे कहीं ना कहीं नीचे there was saline water and lots of marine animals. So it was an amazing experience for her as she was going from there. She could also see seals. Seal, we know animals, they are sitting over there, just like, you know, we have, she says, dogs and cows in our place where we stay. There seals were sitting. So it was basically a very unique experience for her. That is what she says. And then finally she came back, crossing the 9 time zones, 6 checkpoints and water bodies. She finally came back, and she says it was an amazing experience. We look at these things in the television, we read such articles about the climate change and the glaciers melting in Antarctica or the global warming, everything we know, ऐसा कुछ नया नहीं था. But when she saw it with her own eyes, when she experienced it, she says it really acted as an eye opener. It changed my perspective towards the entire world and towards our living. So the last line is again very important. She says that a lot of things can happen in million years. We all know, just now we read that, like पहले Gondwana था, फिर dinosaurs were there, फिर the dinosaurs became extinct, human beings came, and the entire geography of the earth changed. ये सारी चीज हुआ 600 and 500 million years back. But one day can also be very important. How? Because that one day or the time that she spent in Antarctica completely changed her perspective and made her to think about the environment in a new manner. Okay, so this is the chapter, and quickly we will go through the important questions. वैसे तो most of them I have told you, that why is Antarctica the place to go when you think of the past, present and future? Very important question. Number two, why Jeff Green decided to take students to Antarctica instead of celebrities and old people? Because they would be acting, they would be the policymakers, they will absorb the things. Okay, and the phytoplankton part, take care of small things and the big things will fall into places. Again, very important. Okay, and world's geological history is trapped in Antarctica. Why? And because the author says that Antarctica is a place where millions of years of history is there. If you see the, the ice sheets, the carbons, if you can go through them, if the geologists come and inspect them, lot of unknown mysteries and history of the world and the geography can be found out. Okay, so this is the chapter. It's an easy chapter, small, short chapter with very, easy questions which I have dealt with. I hope you have enjoyed the chapter and enjoyed the way I taught you. Keep watching, keep subscribing, sharing with your friends, and definitely give your comments below. Thank you and happy learning.